Well, welcome back to another episode of A Rare Moment with Ramon Reed. Yeah. Before we dive into this episode, make sure you like, subscribe, rate, and share. That really helps me and the podcast out. Today we have a very special guest. We just gonna dive right in. I got tired of all these people coming into my house and taking my snacks and drinking my Izzy's and all of that.
You got tired?
No, not at all. We'll be back to the regularly scheduled program next week. But on this episode of the podcast, we have my mom, Rosalyn.
It's still hard.
Rosalyn, yeah.
It's still hard. You can say hard and still, yeah.
Right. Okay.
You want to talk about it? No.
Rosalyn, do you want to talk about it?
I'm okay.
It's not my situation.
No, it's. I mean, you was hesitant about saying my last name.
No, I just didn't know what to say. I don't.
It's Rosalyn.
Hart. Legally, it's still Rosalyn Hart. Right?
Yes, legally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else to add? Okay.
Legally, it's still Rosalyn.
Okay. Good.
Right.
Well, welcome to the podcast,
Thanks,
Mom. You've been in not this chair, but the chair multiple times before.
Yeah.
You've had a segment previously on the podcast that we just stopped doing. Just
because of time wise, really.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be on.
It's going to be a good episode.
It is.
What do you want to open up with? I mean...
Well, this is your podcast. You are the host.
Well, yeah, you're my mom, though, as well. So we can talk about the relationship that we have and the open communication that we have about various topics and just that other parent...
situation?
Parent-kid, don't have.
Right.
So, we can talk about that.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get right into it.
When I look at some of the people that I know and just other people out here, I see that they don't have the relationship that we have with each other. How I tell you things and you'll say things and I'll be like, that's a lot. But we keep going about it. I find that a lot of people I know are very scared to tell their parents about certain things because they're afraid of a reaction. But I found that we've built a relationship where I can tell you a lot of things, if not everything, and you'll take it and you'll digest it and you might come back with something crazy, or it's okay, I understand where you're coming from, but I still don't agree, whatever it may be.
Right.
Yeah, how was that? Making that relationship with me, because we've always been together.
We've always been
always.
Always, yeah. Well, I think it's very important that you have a open as much as possible, because I do believe in privacy and sharing too much, right? But I do believe that your kids should be able to be comfortable enough with you to come to you and tell you anything. And I say that from not just my upbringing, but living life. And there are certain things that you're going to experience in life that's going to question your being, question your beliefs, your religious values, and it's who are you going to go to ask these questions or challenge it, actually? And growing up for me, I grew up, my father was a minister, as you know. Pop was a minister. Mom was first lady. And it was a strict household. We did things in order, but we also had so much fun. It's four of us. And as you can see, all of us are different in our own ways, right?
Yeah, very, very. All of my aunts are very, very different in their own way. I love all of y'all.
And your uncle is very...
Right. He's out there by himself.
Oh, he can handle it.
Yeah.
Oh, he can handle it. But growing up, I noticed that Dad, he never kept us from enjoying our childhood, going out with friends. Mom was a lot more stricter on us. And Lord, when Keisha and Kadida got pregnant, that locked me down.
Yeah.
At that time, I was 15. Yeah, because Charles and Scooter are 6 weeks apart. So I was 15, and both of them, even though both of them had graduated from high school, Kadida was still at home. I was still at home. So it was like everything I did. Are you pregnant? Where you going?
Oh my!
I'm like,
right.
I'm just going to sit out on the porch. But as an adult now and as a parent, I understood it. But at the same time, I'm like, goodness gracious, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it got so heavy to one day I just came out and told her, because I felt like she was putting me on this pedestal that I didn't want to be on. I just told her, Mom, I'm having sex. Like,
oh, wow.
Right.
What did she do? Fall to her knees?
She didn't. She didn't.
Started praying, Jesus!
I was 17 at the time. And she just looked at me, and I don't even remember the full conversation, but I don't remember leaving the conversation like, oh gosh, I disappointed her. I don't remember leaving the conversation like, oh, I'm never going anywhere. So it wasn't like a bad imprint, or a bad experience. What I did fear is she was like, well, you're going to have to tell your father.
Oh, that's what she said?
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
Ma'am, this was supposed to be
wait, Nana. Wait, Nana.
This is me and your thing.
Right, yeah. I thought
Where
we was
he
going to have
coming
a
in?
little bonding moment. No.
She was like, you're going to tell your father. And so I didn't tell him right off. That Sunday, now this I remember vividly. And my boyfriend at the time came to church with me that Sunday. Oh. And the sermon was so heavy. It's like he was directly talking to us, preaching to us about having, sex at an early age and not being married. And I remember after church, I was like, Mom, did you tell Daddy? She was like, no, I didn't.
Wow.
I was like, oh gosh. So that moved me like, oh no, I need to have this conversation because the Spirit is talking.
He already knows. Yeah,
he
basically.
Already knows. And again, pop being pop.
Right. Very internal.
Understanding, but definitely you're going to make your own choices. You need to make sure that you're able to live with whatever consequences come after those choices that you make. Yes, we'll always be here for you. We're here for you. No, I don't want you doing this, but I'm not going to, hold you in the house and keep you down, because you have to grow up and make these choices yourself. You have to experience these things. And then look back and be like, that was dumb.
Right.
That was stupid. Or whatever the case may be. So I do remember those two encounters with me telling my parents, when I was having sex or whatever. And how open, how they were when they received the information. And not like, oh, you're going to hell. And
right.
And
bashing
bashing, which I've seen before, But yeah, I was like, okay, cool.
I want to talk about heartbreak, and whose hearts have you broken, and when was your heart broken? Because like you know my situation, very, very, very closely. My situation.
I do.
And just seeing me make the I don't want to call them mistakes, but just make the decisions that I've made to learn, what I've learned through those experiences.
Right.
Like seeing me do that and like knowing that at one point in time you were in that same place. You know? Like how is that generational gap?
I think when you find, and I'm going to call it what it is, love at a young age in your teenage years, it's fun, it's exciting. You and that person really understand each other. Y'all are friends, y'all get along. And what I saw with you and your person, I thought was beautiful. And I thought it was good. You need some tissue.
Go ahead.
Okay. I thought it was beautiful, and I was so happy that you were able.
Go ahead.
this boy going through it.
Lord. Okay.
Because me being in my 40s,
yeah,
I know people that have not experienced being in love, and I think that's, I'm not going to say it's sad because life throws you different curveballs or whatever, but it's like, dang, you want anybody, if you've experienced something, I know for me, if I've experienced something that makes me happy or brought so much joy to my life, or something that, oh yeah, I want to do it again.
yeah.
I want the people that I love to experience that same thing.
Yeah.
Well, not with me, but if it's not that,
to have the same experience,
to have that same experience, right? And I've been in love. I've had a teenage love. I've had a college love, and then after college, adult love, right? But that first heartbreak is like, oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
It really hurts. But it's like you got to get through it because you can't stay there.
Right.
Because time is not stopping for you to get yourself together. Right. So it's like, go through that process. You're going to question yourself. You're going to say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's why one of the things that I told you when you were talking to me about the situation before you ended that period, right? I told you, you have to be able to handle whatever consequences come your way, because you're talking about another whole human being who has feelings, who is going through this with you and receiving this, especially when it's nothing that person did, right? And not to say your decision was a bad decision, because
it was definitely poor execution on some ends.
1,000%.
That's
1,000.
Okay, we don't have to be that enthused.
1,000.
But yeah, it was.
But it was a life lesson,
yes,
right? It was a lesson learned that I hope.
And I will never make that mistake again. Yeah. That's why I was when I went with the friends who came to pick me up a couple days ago.
Right.
They were asking me in the car.
I was going to ask you. I'm sure that came up.
Yeah, they were asking me in the car. Well, not they, but
right. Okay.
Right. They were asking me in the car, like, do I regret like any of the decisions that I made, like, when I was proceeding into my exodus out of that chapter, and I was like, I don't regret it. Maybe I wish I didn't do it, but I don't regret it because I guess those are the same thing. But I don't regret it because like I wouldn't have learned, what I
you wouldn't have.
know now. And then now I'm 20 being out here looking stupid.
Right. Right. Yeah. But I knew if I told you, oh, you shouldn't do that because of
I'm
X,
still
Y,
gonna do
Z,
it.
You're still gonna do it.
I'm still gonna do it. And I
know
like,
your parents.
Even with my friends.
your parents. You're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I knew that you would feel a certain way because the person you were with, she's a great girl. Yeah. And, she is a great young woman. Yeah. Comes from a great background. It's always a plus when I get along with the parents, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And knowing how myself and her mom worked together to make sure that you guys were
okay.
Help him, Lord.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, as we've experienced, some parents aren't going to do that.
Right.
Because of their own issues. Yeah. Or, they're projecting from how they were when they were a kid or what have you. But the fact that, her and I, and her father, of course, it's like, okay, this is how we're going to work this thing out. We know we raised you right. Yeah. But you guys are at the point, like people your age, you're going to make your own decisions, whether we like it or not. Unless we really have you guys locked in the house, there's no way for us to control what you do when you leave out of the house. So we just have to pray that you make the best choices. You make good decisions. You respect yourself first, respect others, and move on from there.
Yeah.
Because as much holy oil that I put on that car out there, Lord, cover them, Jesus.
You out there at 3 a.m. just spraying oil.
3 a.m. What are you talking about? During the daytime. I know the neighbors was like, what is she doing?
Right.
Mind your business.
Right.
Between me and the Lord.
So not the whole thing that sparked this idea, but a couple days, what was that, like 2 days ago?
I can't remember.
Or was that yesterday? Okay, I think it was 2 days ago when I was in the kitchen and you were sitting at the table and we was talking and everything just about something.
We talk about a lot.
Yeah. And then you said something, right? And then I was like, don't say anything else. So
okay, all right, let's go into that.
Right,
okay.
I want to play a little game or do a little segment, if you will, called "What You Don't Know."
Okay.
So
you gonna ask?
You're
me?
gonna start first.
Oh, okay.
With what we was talking about, like that, we can just kick it off with that. Okay.
All right.
So.
Okay, we kicked it off about smoking weed.
Yes.
Right.
And you said
we're gonna kick it off about smoking weed.
Right.
We're having a conversation about
weed.
We was having.
And you said we was having a conversation about weed, and you said what again?
And I said
Go ahead. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I said I've never purchased weed because I've always been supplied with weed.
You said you always got your good weed.
Oh yeah.
From whoever it was.
But
in the way you said it, you said it like you was an active smoker of it at one point in time.
I mean, I wouldn't say an. Okay, let me say this. Don't do that. I'm
just asking.
I've never been. I don't have like an addictive personality or spirit. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that really has a strong hold on my life is Oreo cookies and Chip Boys.
Choking you in the spiritual realm. So has you in a headlock.
Right. So
strong.
I've tried cigarettes. I've tried weed.
Cigarettes?
Yeah. We're getting to
that was another time. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Alcohol. I've never ever tried anything harder than Percocets, and that was given Percocets, hydrocodone. That was given to me after I had surgery. You know, people
I was
no.
Whoa, I was about to say that's hard.
It was
that's
prescribed.
A hard one.
It
but
was
that's
prescribed.
Okay.
But I never liked the way it made me feel.
Okay.
Like I was like, oh, well, this is not good, you know. So, and I've never tried like cocaine and had no desire to or anything. I mean, you're old enough to know you're in an industry where this stuff is going to be introduced
prevalent
to you. You might just walk in the room and bam, it's right there. So I feel like you need to be prepared. As much as possible because like that's a lot. But as far as weed, I smoked weed. But it wasn't every day. It wasn't like, oh, it's the weekend, I gotta smoke. It was just like, you know, occasionally, or if I'm out partying, or if I was with a certain family member. Right.
Well,
I don't want to.
No. Don't say the family member.
Right, because he's in a state that it's not legal.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's his business.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess it's my turn now.
Right. Yeah.
Did I tell you?
No, that's why I was telling you. Okay. We'll circle back. Go
right.
ahead.
Okay. Did I tell you about the time? I'll start off slow.
Oh, Jesus.
Did I tell you about the time when I was in? What grade was it? I feel like I've told you about this. I think I was in 5th grade. No. Yes.
My Lord.
I was in 5th grade. I was either in 4th or 5th. And I used
come on, get it
I
out.
was in 4th or 5th grade, and this is what's crazy. I used to be back in 4th and 5th, that's when I had just discovered curse words. So I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. So every time I would go to school, I mean, just bad. I mean, and then all my friends were cursing as well.
I knew it. I just didn't know what age it starts. Okay.
No, I started in 3rd grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, your sister is 6. She asked me when she could start cussing. What is going on?
Yeah, she'll start soon.
I told her not till she's 18.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she'll be there soon.
Yeah.
But anyway,
she's already there.
Well, yeah, almost. But I was like cursing really actively, and you know they have cameras in the lunchroom, so I guess like one day I got in trouble for it, and they had went on the cameras, and you know I was the school news anchor. Everybody knew Ramon, so I was on the news. Hello, today we'll be having fish sticks and you know all sorts of stuff. When I came back from my little news job in the morning, when I came back from my little listen, hold on, listen. When I came back from my little news job in the morning and went to the classroom, everybody's sitting down and they turn around and look at me in the doorway, and I said something's going on. So my teacher, she said, "Come here, Ramon. Can you sit down?" And she was like,
Ramon, you got no people looking at me. You know, I would have whooped your behind. What happened here? Get it together. I need the full story.
She said, "Sit down." So I sat down, and she turned around to the whole class. She said, "By show of hands." Oh.
She didn't put you in front of the
like
jury.
That. She said, "By show of hands, who has heard Ramon curse?"
Oh, you was really cussing. Ramon! You don't feel shame?
No.
Do you remember the teacher name? You don't have to say it.
I know the teacher name. And everybody in the class raised their hands. Folks who I didn't even knew had hands was raising hands. I said, "What is going on?" And then, you know me, I said, no, he be doing it, she be doing it.
You started singing like a canary.
Nobody cared. They sent me to the assistant principal, and it was just by the grace of God. Like, I got a sickle cell crisis. I got a sickle cell crisis, and I never got in trouble for it. She was like, like, that day, like, the sickle cell crisis started.
Your body went into a complete stress
and she was like, "I'm going to call your mom." And I was just so scared the whole time I was at home. Like, even after I had gotten better, I was still playing a little sick just so I could stay away from the school a little more. Yeah.
Look at God protecting you.
But she never called
even though you had to go through the crisis.
And I mean, for that whole week, every time your phone rang, almost a little bit of pee came out.
That's what you get.
Just a little bit.
That's what you get.
Yeah, a little bit of pee came out every time your phone rang.
So you mean to tell me you was singing in the choir, leading songs on Sunday.
Yeah.
Monday at school, just a cuss.
Sure was. I mean, it's the same way pastors are preaching, but you
right.
feel me, fornicating with everybody.
Right.
You know, it's just stuff like that.
But is it the same way? But you know what? You have to carry your own sins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my first what you don't know. I guess you can do one more.
Okay. So my first what you don't know is smoking cigarettes. The first time I ever smoked cigarettes, I was in middle school.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And two of my friends, male friends, was like, "Bro, come in the bathroom. Come here real quick," because we were at gym. I was like, "What are y'all doing?" To this day, one of them, we still Facebook friends, Instagram friends or whatever. And, I was like, "Okay, I'm going to try it." I tried it. I was like, "Okay." And then I ran out the bathroom. Like, okay. I never wanted to try it again or whatever until, I got into high school and people were smoking and I tried it then. Like, I never smoked weed until my senior year in high school. But I never, and still then it was just a try. It was just a try then. And then I didn't like smoke weed until after I had you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, until I was an adult. But with the cigarette, I tried again in high school. And the next morning when I woke up, my breath was so hot. It was just taste.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, this is disgusting."
Yeah.
And, it was never
You've never tried it since.
I have no need, no desire.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one more that happened recently.
Oh,
not recently, but like a couple months ago.
Gotcha.
There was, when was it? I can't remember when it was, but me and my dog.
Okay, I was about to say you don't have to say no names.
Me and my dog. We was in the car, and where did we go? Let me think. Oh, okay. So, this was when both of my friends were here, actually.
Okay. Okay.
And one of my friends, he went up to go see his girlfriend. He was like, Ramon, man, can you please drive up here? Can you please drive up here? Can you please drive up here? And I was like, okay, I guess so. So I took a 2.5 hour drive. I mean, me and my dog.
Right. So it was 3 of you guys.
No, it was just
you
me,
and your dog.
Right, in the car. Not a real dog, y'all. My best friend.
His homie.
Right.
Just your homie.
And we took the 2. We planned it out.
Trying to narrow it down.
Yeah, we took the 2. Right.
We
took the 2.5 hour drive up there.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hour drive up there.
Hell.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. And we stayed for 2 hours, and we got back at 10:30, and I was back at the house at 11.
Look at you!
Yeah,
I love the fact that you respect your curfew.
Yeah, but I was back in time, and I was
how
like,
much I prayed over that car. You was somewhere you're not supposed to even be.
Because you see, like when I was telling you how I might go up to Coachella, because Eli's coming down.
That's why you were so confident about I can make it.
2.5 hour drive, not that bad.
But it's not the drive. Coachella is different. You got a lot of traffic, a lot of people. Right. So that's what I was saying. If your friend flies in and he's coming in with a parent, I would prefer you stay there because that traffic alone is going to be crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I might take that trip with you.
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice drive.
Wait a minute, that's where y'all went?
Yeah. Like they live like near there.
Oh, I'm a beat them.
But that's my second. That's gonna be my last. What you don't know as well.
Oh, okay.
Because like everything else, you really do like just know.
But no, I listen. I get because of the area, things are different. But I did the same thing, but I was in a whole minivan with my friends. We okay,
but
we got to
did y'all go like 4 hours away? Like how far did y'all go?
No. We would definitely, because it was we were in the country or whatever. So we would go an hour. That's a good country hour and a half. That's a long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, not to me. I guess because we in LA and just it's like everything's an hour.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. When you're in the country, you could go
anywhere
20 miles and be there in 15 minutes.
Right.
Not in LA, So, I mean, I want you to make good choices. Yeah. I know that I'm not going to know everything, and I'm not looking to know everything. I just want you to make good choices, son. Yeah. And have stuff to like. I had a very good, me and my siblings and I had a great childhood and upbringing, even through our teenage years. Like there's some stories that I might not need to tell you. Yeah. And that's good.
Right. We'll say those.
No, we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Oh, I got some for you as well.
And we'll wait till you get a little older, maybe. Unless I have to come in as a parent, like a situation a few months ago. Right. I had to come in but you were still giving me play. You were giving me somewhat of play-by-play of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because I didn't feel that it was that deep until it was. Right. And then I was like, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we can't even talk about that.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can't even talk about that.
We can't.
Well, I just want to speak on the fact that okay, we're mother and son, but we're also business partners. We work together. We started in this industry together, and we're still here together. And I was actually just talking to Isaac, and Isaac was like, yeah, I love my mom, and
are you gonna have to cut this out? Is his mom gonna be upset?
No. No, because this is what all mother, son, father, daughter, father, son, all parent child duos go through in the industry. Right. I love my parent, but they be doing a lot sometimes. Right. That's all it is. And I was like, yeah, just my prayer and my dream is that my mom can just sit back and just get a payroll, from Double R Productions every month. Mom, here go your 50,000, whatever it is, and if I need you, I'll call you, that sort of thing. I'll call you.
You gonna need me. No, you gonna need
enjoy your trip. I'll call you. Yeah. But, just us doing this together, how much of a toll has it taken on you? Because we experience two totally different sides of it, I'm more of on we're both on the creative end, but when it comes to me, I'm performing and things like that, and you're more on a logistical end with what are the numbers, what are the dates, what is this, what is that, so
the business part, as well as, For me, it is a lot. It's very much time consuming. Especially at the rate and the performance level that we've been going at, right? Yeah. But with anything,
very, very high.
Yeah.
Y'all see the content. Yeah.
And not just the content.
Oh yeah.
In terms of how you perform in front of the camera, right? With me, if I have something to do with it, I want it to be an experience, and I want it to be the best with whatever, resources I had at the time. Yeah. We could go back to, the church events that I was over at the time. Like, I want people to be like, oh gosh, I want to do this again, or I want to see him perform again, or whatever. Just
to not to cut you off, but just to like speak onto that, like. It's crazy how, like, you just said that, and I was like, wow. Like, God has been molding us for this for so long, since before we knew it. Like, you was throwing fall festivals, and now it's like, we about to, like, throw our own events. Yeah. Which is crazy. Yeah. It's like we was already in the process without even knowing we was in the process,
So you're looking at budget. Yeah. You're looking at timing. You're looking at who do I bring on my team? At this point, how do I pay the people? You know, at church, people doing it, volunteer. But now it's like, this is a business. How does all of that look? You know, but as far as everything that we go through, I'm always your mom first, right. So if there's something that you're doing that I don't agree with in terms of health wise, or when you were younger, when you got a role that was very dark, I felt it was very dark for your spirit at the time.
For 11, 12-year-old.
Right. Yeah. And I know and that God has his hands on you, and he has a purpose for you, and you're very anointed, and I know how the enemy can use that. So I'm a protector as well. Now we talk about the roles or whatever. Like the first time you got a role where you needed to cuss.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that was the whole thing.
See, you were so shy and didn't want to cuss. No, you was cussing.
No, I had already exited out of that. I was
exited out of what?
Out of that cursing spirit.
No, well, it's in whip back around on you on screen. That spirit whip back. Because when incoming comes out, we're going to see. Yeah, he's been cussing since he was in 4th grade. All right. I did not know that, Ramon.
Yeah, but I started because in 2nd grade it was just like stupids and hecks. Oh, and then 3rd grade, I don't know.
You decided to add some color.
Where was I? Was I still at John P. Key School in 2nd grade?
No, I think you had moved to
Hornets Nest.
Right, you were at Hornets Nest because we stayed off of Sunset right there. Yeah,
but it was like 3rd grade, and then from there,
it just went on.
Yeah, but that's just the public school environment.
You're right.
Yeah, that's just the whole experience.
But we can't even say the public school, because I'll be hearing a lot about these these private schools and all girls schools and stuff. I would hear a lot about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, as a business partner, my plan and my goal is not to be there every day, all day with you, because you're growing up. You're going to be a grown man, in a few more years. But I also want to make sure that I get my check. Right. Okay. Every month from the work we put in now, and continuously to put in. But I always look at it in terms of, is this going to be the best interest for Ramon? And if the contract is like 6-7 years now, I'm not about to have you stuck in something that is
25,
right. That's kid-like. Yeah. And it's the numbers as well as the concept doesn't make sense for somebody that's going to be 23 or what have you. Say it goes that long. But you have to change like your projection and the goal as you get older, whatever that may be, Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like when you found out you was gonna have me, right? What? I'm sure you were
living my best life. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Where we at? Okay. No, I'm just like, I'm sure, because just bringing a life into the earth is a lot. It is. That's insane to a certain extent. But I'm sure there was some like, whoa, like this is scary.
Oh yeah.
So like, at what point did you know that I'm in this, I'm ready to be a parent? Or maybe you never felt like you was ready, but you had to do it,
Right. No, you was not planned. Okay,
right.
Let's just say that your father and I, we were together. We wasn't living together at the time, but we had been dating for I want to say a year or whatever. And I was so into him. Like, he was one of my heartbreaks, okay? No, yeah. Check that off the list.
We love my dad. Okay,
Ramon
guys.
loves his dad.
Right. We
I have love
he gonna
for
watch
him.
this too.
I know. That's my dog. Our relationship is in
I'm
such
sending him this clip.
Please.
This is the clip I'm sending him.
Let me look into the camera.
Okay.
No, we're cool. No, we are in a much better place than what we were, after we, separated or whatever. It was really bad for me during that time. Yeah. Like, after, the exodus of that chapter.
Right.
But when I found out that I was pregnant, he was like so excited. He was more excited than I was. I was like, oh, this is crazy. But it was comforting to know. But again, to say that your father has grown a lot, which is great. We have gone through some rocky spots. Yeah. I'm glad that, you guys communicate and y'all are, cool. Y'all have a very good relationship. And that's what I've always asked for. I don't believe in keeping children from their parents unless there is some type of safety or violent or, abuse there, But other than that, we going half. Half the time, half the money.
Yeah. Everything straight down the middle. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so once I realized, I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. And then that's when, I have the sickle cell trait. We need to bring him in and test him. He had a hemoglobin C trait that he wasn't aware of. And at that point, meant nothing to me. Right. Because I knew nothing about the SC form of sickle cell. I just knew SS. But, here we are. They asked us if we wanted to abort the pregnancy. And we both were like, no, that's not the option, And I'm glad we did. Yeah.
Can we just take a second to look at this face my mom did put on today, y'all? Let's beat for the gods. Beat for the gods.
Your man.
No, but
thank you, son.
Yeah. You said you had some notes. You brought your iPad in here.
Oh, I did, because I think we did cover about smoking weed and cigarettes. Yeah. Drinking, since we just being transparent. Okay. You ever been drunk before?
Yeah.
Oh, how was that? That's not good.
That's
for
why
you.
I don't like it.
It's not good for you.
I know.
It's dehydration.
I know.
Sickle cell crisis.
I know.
And all that comes with that, which you know.
Well, shoot. I mean, my eyesight going any day now, so who cares, right?
But I don't want you to live like from that mantra, like, we all gonna leave here some way or another. No, I don't want you to.
No, but I don't want especially you to for me though. It's like, because especially after this, the last doctor's appointment I just went to on Monday. Was that?
It was a Monday.
Yeah, on Monday. Yeah. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell that it really got to you. And I think that's when I got very emotional.
I was like, dang, I can't do anything.
Well, you can.
Well, I can pray.
No.
I can.
You're going to continue to live your life.
That's right, but I can't do anything to stop the progression of, what is it?
Your sickle retinopathy.
Right, but it's not a disease though. It's just like
it comes with sickle cell.
The disease, right? I can't stop the progression of the disease, you know. And it's just like
it sucks.
It sucks.
It does,
right?
It does. And it's hard to.
Right. But I've never been a person to sit in my situation.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
As you've gotten older,
I will never do that. Yeah. Sometimes to my disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I was like, dang, I still really haven't
wrapped your mind around it or accepted it. Well, I
yeah.
still believe God to be a healer. And you know, I still believe that. Of course, we hear what the doctors say and the prognosis of your disease, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
We're going to live this life to the fullest. We're going to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to focus on that every day, all day. That will consume you. That will make you depressed. That will take away the light that you've been singing about ever since you've been able to talk. Mm-hmm. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Mm-hmm. And that's what you've been doing. And it's my job, I feel, to make sure you continue to be able to do that as much as possible. Because there's nothing we could do about that. I mean, Ramon, I have friends that completely healthy and has had a brain aneurysm. They've, gotten up from sleep, could not hear out of their ear. Yeah. There's things that are beyond our control. I've seen a man have a stroke at work, Mm-hmm. When you have a stroke, like that shuts everything down, especially if it's not handled within a certain amount of time. Yeah. So we can't dwell on the unknown. Yeah. You just got to stay healthy, take your vitamins, drink your water, don't get drunk no more, okay?
Right. No, my strong dislike for it. Like,
it. I know it.
Like, every time you bring it up, I'm like, ew. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a whole nother story for a couple years down the line.
Okay. All right. I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What else?
So we talked about the weed, cigarette, and getting drunk. Like, I remember my 2 big drunk experiences, and one was I was 18, right out of high school, and the other one was in college. And I was like, oh, this is the worst. Yeah. Like, I was down for it took me days. I said, I've lost so much time.
Wait.
When I was 18, Ramon, I threw up so bad. I had thrown up a pill. It was I had taken an Allegra. I was coming from college, I remember. I had taken an Allegra on my way home from college, 4-hour drive. Got home, hanging out with the love of my life at that time,
And you right.
Right. We on a double date. Exactly.
Yeah. And he always,
first of all, don't drink with white people. I said it. Don't drink with white people. They would drink you up underneath the table. These were my friends, and we had a good time. But I was down. Everybody was bigger than me, okay? I've been the same size forever. Yeah. So, of course, they're drinking more than me. And I was hanging until I wasn't.
Right. And
until they were
it was one point where it was like, hold on.
They were carrying me into my sister's house.
Oh, no.
And I had, thankfully, Aunt Dee Dee had her own place. Because I was there, and the next day I was supposed to go home. So I didn't. So Mama was like, well, where is she? I'm like throwing up and everything. So, of course, Mabel being Mabel, she come to see what's going on.
Investigation.
Right? Yeah. The first thing out her mouth, you pregnant?
Jesus, Nana. Jesus.
No.
No.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm so far from that right now. But yeah, I remember that night I had thrown up the pill that I took earlier that day. And the guy I was with, he's like, is that a pill?
Yeah.
It was bad. So, I those moments, those experiences sticks with you. Yeah. And that's why I don't get drunk. Like I don't get drunk. Yeah. It's just not for me. The other thing, at what age do you realize, or have you realized that your parents have a little gangster in them? Because I remember my first experience when I realized that my mama was.
Okay, so playing. For you, when you did your big one in that store, in the mall, Yeah, went off on them individuals.
Rightfully so.
For, what was it, like a damaged shirt or something? It was. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And
but
then
it was the principle on all of that.
I really can't even remember that. Like a couple years ago, I would have been able to remember the issue, but now I just remember like the sight of it all. You know,
had to shut the store
right,
down.
and security coming, and
you know, it's all right.
Yeah, everybody leaving out,
because,
except for us.
You're right. Because no one else was making any purchases.
And then every time we would go back to the mall, we'd be like, "That's that store." There we go.
So, needless to say, I wasn't banned from the mall.
Right. No.
Right.
And then for my dad, my dad really does a good job with keeping his past or who he can be, you know, away from me, or who he used to be away from me, you know. But there was an incident where it was like when he was still working at a tattoo shop, and you know, like something happened, and you know, things had to be done to de-escalate the situation.
Was I there at that time?
Yeah, you was driving.
Yeah.
I can't even remember that situation either, but I was like, oh,
it stayed in your mind.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a little dangerous. Yeah, that's because you know, as kids, you don't be caring, right? But I was like, hold on.
Oh, hold on.
I smell danger here, you know.
But we're not the people that bother anybody. But we're not going to allow you to run over us or just bother us either. You know.
But like that was the first time I was like, oh. But you know, I always feel safe with my dad, and like we're best friends now, stuff like that. But yeah, that was probably my main stories I have for you guys. Because I think that's the only time I've really seen you like just like be really angry or not.
I was controlled I was controlled the entire time. Professional at the beginning, right, and then it just went from there.
Right.
Yeah. Out.
But yeah, that was like the first and not only time, but you
right.
know, right. Yeah. But the first
time.
I
remember the first time with my mom. I was a little girl, and one of my grand aunts had passed away, and a gentleman came to the house after. It was either before the funeral or after the funeral. We were all at her house, and this guy came. Now, at this time, we were in church at least 3 to 4 times a week, you know, country, church, family, you know, small town. And the guy was talking about mom in high school and back in her young adult years. He was like, oh, he was telling all of us, oh, your mama don't play. She was like the ringleader of a gang.
Whoa.
At this time when she grew up, it was segregation in schools and all of that, and it was like, oh yeah, she would fight you real quick, faster than a hurry. Like she gonna put them paws on you, you know. So you know that.
Nana's strong.
Oh, she is.
Nana's strong. Yeah,
she is very strong and quick.
Yeah. When she not stiff. Oh,
yeah, she'll hit you
functioning high. She not gonna like that one. She not gonna like that one. That when I was outside, I was trying to call her. She didn't answer my call. I don't know what she's doing. At 7? Oh, yeah.
She's a manager.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
I was in high school at this time, and there was an incident in the car. She was trying to make a left turn but couldn't because of oncoming traffic. And there was a lady behind us like being very rude and belligerent and blowing the horn and cussing mama out. And mom looked up and was like, she really going off on somebody. I had to be like, I was 15.
She didn't know it was her at first.
Right. Okay. I was 15 because I had my permit. Because I was like, damn, I should have drove, but I couldn't because, you know. I was like, okay. And then she looked back up and she was like, oh, she talking to me. You know, and literally like traffic was coming. And at this point we were in Gastonia, North Carolina. I'll never forget it. Mama put the car in park, got out, walked to that lady's car and ripped her a new one. The lady was locking her doors and she was rolling up the windows, and I was in the front seat like,
oh no.
Like, she was like, get out the car. Like, she said some other things that I won't, repeat. But yeah. I knew, like, she is not taking no mess.
You know what? That's the second experience I had with my dad. That happened like a year ago,
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dad, it's not that deep."
Yeah,
I was driving
now,
too.
Now we have to be careful about that,
Right,
because
'cause people
everybody
are
has
really-
a gun
yeah.
now, and people are crazy.
Yeah.
Or they will match crazy. You know. But
Well, people are more openly crazy now.
that's true. Yeah,
Right.
you're absolutely right. And it wasn't until recently that I knew that my dad,
Yeah. Right.
he ready to knuck and buck.
Yeah.
Because of my situation, my exodus of this chapter, right? And I was like, okay, Ron.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Papa. All right.
You know, you better tell him I'm your daughter. You know,
Yeah.
you still got a letting y'all know one
Right.
too. But it's just not that you should wear it as a badge of honor. It's just like, don't mess with me, and I won't mess with you.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was the other thing. And then the last thing, it was just about be careful who you hang around, who you choose to, hang out with, because, this world is, I won't say it's different than when I grew up.
But it is.
It is, but people are more, they're more stressed and more influenced than they were in the past. And those things, and trying to prove a point, can definitely lead you to ruin your life. And you're like one wrong decision from being locked up. Everybody is, in my opinion. Everybody. I don't care how much money you have, what status you may be or think you are. We're all just one bad decision from ruining it all. So always make sure you're making wise decisions. And your surrounding folks, like, people be like, I'm gonna go do it. All right, well, you go ahead.
Right.
Stay
over there.
Them clothes don't look good on me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I want to talk to you, like, one of my last things I want to talk about is just like, like you were saying, with your exodus of this, like, most recent chapter, how, and with you being, how old are you again, Ma?
42. I'll be 43 this summer.
You're right, a couple months. But with you, like, being exiting this chapter, like, how do you feel? Because society likes to put a lot of constraints on, like, what you can do at what age, or you trying to start that now? You should have did that a decade ago. Right. How are you doing with that?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
it's so hard to prompt these questions, because it's like
you have my permission to freely speak about the situation, because you unfortunately knew a lot about that you shouldn't have been exposed to.
Well, we'll do a whole nother episode for that.
Okay, all right.
Because that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes in its own right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But
well,
I get. Before you
sorry.
answer, I guess what I'm asking is, like, do you feel like you're too old to do anything?
No.
Okay. That's good.
No, I don't.
That's good. Because I don't want you to feel like that.
No. I don't. No, I can't even think of anything that I feel like I'm too old to do.
Yeah.
I may do it, of course, with boundaries, because I'm a mom, and I respect the fact that, your position within the community and public figure or whatever. I'm not about to just be out here wilding like that.
Right,
But, I don't feel like I'm too old. I'm not saying I'm not going to do whatever, but I'm going to say it will be done tastefully or whatever the situation may be. But no, I don't feel, I don't think for most things you're never too old to find that thing that continuously brings you joy and happiness. You're never too old for that, right?
No.
Yeah. So I'm excited about my
excited
future.
as well.
It's been a process. As
especially
you've seen me
with
go
everything
through.
we have coming up to
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just something greater on the other side.
I feel that.
It's just something like it's impossible to me. I feel like it's impossible for it not to be. You know, it's almost to an extent to where like I'm a little delusional about it. Like,
oh, I love
Ramon,
it.
why are you so like? I don't know why I'm so just confident.
Yeah,
I'm just so.
Well, we are putting in the work.
Yeah.
You're definitely putting in the work, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I want you to continue, and regardless of what people may say, I did have a quick question. Regardless of what people may say or how you're choosing to live your life and meet your goals, you gotta run your own race.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. How do you feel about people looking at you differently, or because there are very judgmental people out here for you not going to college? You graduated early and you're not going to college.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing anything with your life. Inside joke.
Yeah, yo, you would know. No, I don't. I don't be caring.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I feel everybody has their path. If that's what you want to do, okay.
Right.
If it was 20 years ago, I probably would have went.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
But it's just a land of opportunity.
Yeah.
You know?
It really
and
is.
it's so many opportunities. Like when you look at it, and I say this all the time, people go to school to get a good paying job. I found a passion that pays well if you get the right thing, very well if you get the right thing.
Right.
So I've already accomplished that end goal that people are going to college for.
Correct. Yeah.
And I feel like people's pressures for you to go to college is just because that's the framework that has been created.
Right.
Right.
No, I was getting a call. I just hope it didn't come through on that. Oh, be careful. Our insurance isn't for that. Right. Okay. And you...
Is it still on? Yes.
I guess.
We good.
Okay.
We good. All right. What was I saying?
You said to go to college and you found your passion that pays well. So you really,
right. But not to say that like, okay.
Who going to check on that?
I don't, not me. Shoot, the front door is right here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I think I don't know what that was.
Me
actually.
either.
But anyway, that's just the framework that's created. But not to say like I'm getting comfortable in like, okay, I'm not going to college.
Right.
No, I'm probably working way harder, than I would be working at school. But yeah, like sometimes I feel like, oh well, maybe I should go here just to make these people happy, but. Yeah. I've never done something. I've never found success in trying to make someone else happy.
I love that.
And I'm not going to do something to make somebody else happy because, well, now I'm not happy.
Exactly.
So, what does it matter anyway?
Exactly. And everybody's living their own life and making their own decisions.
Right.
And that's not incorporating your feelings into those decisions that they're making.
Right.
Of course, I would love for you to go to college, but I also don't want you to go spending your money.
Yeah.
For that.
I don't want to spend money for that experience,
right. No, the experience is great. If you find a friend or a cousin that's in college and you go visit them, again, I love college. I went to college. I have my master's degree. However, the debt doesn't add up with where you are.
Especially when you told me, I said,
right.
What?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah. You're already ahead of the game and you're doing and creating what people go to college to do. Yeah. So, Okay.
And then you look at it, like I said, opportunity, you can create a whole 6-figure a month business from, AI.
Yeah.
Literally, you're not even doing the work. You're just asking it questions. They write everything out. You got your business.
That's crazy.
And now, so it's just like, you have to invest time. So I feel like if I keep investing time into what I'm doing, it's inevitable that I'll find success in it in some way.
I agree. I love that.
So that's why I'm gonna just stay consistent in everything
and the fact
that
that
we're doing.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah. And when people would, like, I actually feel like one now. Like when I was on like Just Roll With It, and I mean, even when I was doing Incoming, like I didn't feel like an entrepreneur then, but now I'm like, oh no, I wake up and it's okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this.
Time to go. Chop, chop, chop.
And still trying to work on that sleep schedule. But I went to sleep at like 4.
I heard you on the phone.
You heard me on the phone?
I overheard your conversation. You
this
said
morning
about 4 a.m.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, he's still not learning.
Yeah.
You got to do better.
Yeah, but I'm still getting. Yeah, I know. But I'm still getting proper rest though.
How?
Because I'm sleeping the amount of hours that are needed.
But you're sleeping too late. You're sleeping the morning away.
Yes,
Entrepreneurs
and I don't
do
like that.
Yeah,
right.
they don't do that. Entrepreneurs don't sleep the morning away. Just FYI. Okay. All right. Very good. All right.
Right. That's all I have, though.
That's all I have for right now.
What, for real?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, make sure you like, subscribe, rate, and share. We will see you guys on the next one. Yeah.